The Easter egg is not so hard this time. Oh, this is just a power switch.
Hey, what is going on, guys? It's me, JC, and today I have a very special video for you guys. Now, this is a revised video from a previous theory that I had. Now that Buried is out, and now we're seeing more information about DLC 4 and more ideas towards it, I figured it's about time I make a video once again adding the new examples of proof that we have to this theory. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Dead Ops Arcade. And a lot of people don't know what Dead Ops has within itself. It has so many secrets to things that we didn't think of at the time. And I'm going to explain that to you right now. When you first play Dead Ops Arcade, what do you think it is? It honestly seems like something somebody like high would almost come up with. I mean, let's be honest here. The first time I played it, I was like, what in the world is this? What was Treyarch doing in the office that day? But now, when I go back and play that mode, I know what it was. Now, to me, and this still could be wrong, I guess it could all be a coincidence, but to me, it seems like it foreshadows every single map in Black Ops 2. Now, how does it do this, may you ask? Well, one of the first maps you go to in Dead Ops Arcade is a prison. Now, you may ask yourself, or you may ask me, well, this was about Vorkuta, you know, Vorkuta, I think that's how you say it. This is about Vorkuta, and, you know, it's just a prison. It was kind of referencing Vorkuta and everything. But what became a zombie map 2 years later? That's right. Alcatraz. Alcatraz. What's also pretty cool is that in Mob of the Dead, you can get up on catwalks or jump down the catwalks to a lower level, just like you can in the Dead Ops map. So, moving on here, you go a little bit farther in Dead Ops, and what do you notice? You notice that you reach a place where you're on the rooftops of Chinese buildings. Now, what does this remind you of? This reminds me, personally, of Die Rise. You guessed it. So, that's two maps that were kind of referenced in Dead Ops before they were even made, if you get what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, it's almost like they decide to put all their map ideas for Black Ops 2 in like a small little version in Dead Ops just to kind of hint at it. And no one's ever really brought this idea up. I don't know if anyone else has even thought of this, honestly. So, you keep on playing, and what do you find? And this is actually before, now let me hold you back for a second. This is actually before the Die Rise area in Dead Ops. This is an area that you get to, and it's got like a courtyard. It's got a fountain in the middle. Now, before, when I first made this theory video a while back, I didn't think it was referencing anything now, and I thought it would be the next map, you know, DLC 3 for Black Ops 2. And you may be saying, well, yeah, it's not there. Barry doesn't have, like, you know, like a house with a courtyard, but you were wrong. Yes, it does. It has literally almost the same fountain, and the fountain is very important in Buried. So it's kind of weird that you have Die Rise referenced, you have Alcatraz referenced, and then Buried is referenced by this fountain. And it's not just any fountain on Dead Ops, it's like in a courtyard, right? It's right in front of this villa in Dead Ops, kind of like, you know, like multiplayer maps and stuff. But you got to think of it more like the idea of the map. This could have been what they originally had for Buried. They could have originally had like some house like that instead of like a mansion. You don't know. I mean, it could have been just like a normal house or something. But, you know, it's just kind of weird that there's these little doorways almost in the courtyard map in Dead Ops. And what do you have in the maze with the fountain? You have those doorways that shift every time. The doorways are always in a different area. These green doors all over the maze. So, to me, we have Alcatraz referenced by the prison. We have Die Rise referenced by the rooftop map in China. There's Chinese letters and symbols all over this place. And then you have the Fountain of Buried inside a map in Dead Ops itself. So, what else is there in Dead Ops? Well, you might be thinking, well, there's not much else really. I mean, we don't even know what DLC 4 is yet. Well, you're wrong. Here's a couple of things I want to point out. Now, what happens when you play grief mode? Like, you know, everyone, what do you do first in grief mode? Like, at least this is what I do in grief mode, is I go up to the enemies and I knife them a bunch, right? It's just what you do. I always do that. I always knife them, you know, just to make them mad. And what happens when you knife them on the transit grief maps? Not the what is it? In Alcatraz, it's like it comes out with like an electric burst when you knife them. In transit, when you knife them, you see butterflies come out of them. Now, this is very odd, and this may not, you know, this is probably just a coincidence, or Treyarch is lazy, I don't know, but when you have the teddy bear power up in Dead Ops, the zombies come near you and it kind of pushes them back. That's what it does in Dead Ops. And when it pushes them back, you see the butterflies coming off the zombies. And it's not really a butterfly, it's actually like a moth, but I'm just going to call them butterflies. Another thing you could say is that there's a western level in Dead Ops. Now, maybe they had the idea for this mansion map. Maybe they had a mansion map idea and a western level idea, and they decided to combine them. So that's what I think pretty much Dead Ops is referencing. It has like this western, you know, this western feel with the Stampede area, as I like to call it, and they come, you know, it's called Stampede, that's what the level's called in Dead Ops, and these little bulls or whatever, they come after you down the middle, and it's like in the desert, you know, it's western. One more thing I want to note is that the zombies in Dead Ops have red eyes. Now, this could be a reference to Mob of the Dead in the future, or it could just mean nothing, and maybe Treyarch just put it in simply because it's so crazy and they didn't want to say that Samantha was in control. We really just don't know. We really have no idea what the true answer is. So, that's just it. I just want to let you guys know that Dead Ops had the answers to literally everything in Black Ops 2. Now, who knows down the road if there's more references to DLC 4, because we don't know what DLC 4 is yet. It's all theories right now. But I just want to let you guys know that Dead Ops was literally a clue right in our minds. It was put in our head literally in 2010. November 2010, we saw Dead Ops, and we had no idea what its true meaning was. The purpose of this video was to broaden your eyes up to what we missed 3 years ago. Now, I could be wrong on this, but I don't think anyone ever thought that a Dead Ops map was going to become a DLC map in the future. And boy, we were so wrong. This has been JC, and I'll see you guys next time.